Good Tuesday morning, boys and girls. We are doing an extended practice for 6-5. It's called fruit baskets. It's not found in your math journal, so if you haven't already, the link is on the S'more site or in the Google Drive folder, and you can pull it up and do the work on just a blank piece of paper if you don't want to print it, and then bring it to the Zoom class to go over. Fruit baskets. The 4th grade chess team is planning a fundraiser. They are going to sell fruit baskets. Oscar is in charge of oranges for the baskets. 3 students brought oranges. Olivia brought 29 oranges, Ozzy brought 31 oranges, and Olga brought 27 oranges. So the first question says that each basket must have at least 5 oranges. Okay. And some baskets may have 6 oranges if there are any extras after each basket has 5 oranges. How many baskets will be needed for the oranges? Show or explain your thinking. All right, before I walk you through some ways that I figured this out, I do want you to pause and try it, okay? So, like I mentioned in Zoom the other day, there's not one specific way to get to this answer. I will show you how I thought of it, but I want you to try it, okay? So pause this, take some time, go over it, and see what you find. All right, so we've got Olivia, who has 29, Ozzy with 31, and Olga, who brought 27. So I thought, what if I just told each of these O-name friends, I don't know if you noticed that, oranges, they all have O-names. If I tell them, go ahead and drop off the oranges in baskets, and you can only put 5 each. Well, in my mind, I thought, well, 29 then is, if I try to divide 29 by 5, the closest thing I can really get to is, I know it can go into 25, right? And 5 goes into 25 5 times with the remainder of 4. So that means that Olivia would have 4 leftover oranges that are not in a basket. Okay, Ozzy would take his, put them in baskets with 5 each, and the closest thing I could think for that was 30. So I said 5 goes into 30. It goes in 6 times, but that would mean that there's still a remainder of 1. So Ozzy has 1 leftover orange. So I did the same thing with Olga. I said, okay, Olga, divide that 27 divided by 5. Okay, the closest thing that I know 5 can go into of 27 is 25, just kind of like Olivia's, right? 5 times 5 is 25, okay? And then if I have 27 here, right, I'm going to have a remainder of 2. Okay, so just to go back over my thinking with that, in case you didn't follow it, okay, I looked at this number and I thought of, just kind of like we've done partial quotient, right? I know that it can go into 29, but it's not anything, it can't go into 30. It has to be less than 29. So I chose 25, and I did 29, take away, 25, okay? And that's how I got 4 as my remainder over here. So going at that, then I've got, okay, friends, you've each filled up baskets of 5, right? If I add these up here, 5 and 5 is 10, plus 6, I've got 16 baskets, and they all have 5. So they've got 5 oranges, okay? And then I have all these leftover oranges, which is 7 oranges are left over, okay? Now, I could make one more basket of 5, but if I make a basket of 5, then I have 2 left over. I can't make a basket with 2. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that idea, because I can't have 2 left over. And I'm going to say, okay, what if I did a 4 and a 2? I'd have one basket with 6, but then I'd have 1 left over still. Okay, they don't give us the option to have a basket with just 1 orange. They said if all of them have 5, then some can have 6. So what I decided to do, let's see if I can take this. There we go. What I decided to do was say, okay, I've got 16 with 5 here. Okay, I cleaned it up a bit. And then I have these that are my leftovers. Again, okay. So, I'm going to consider that maybe I'll do 1 with 6. Right here, I take the 4 and the 2. 2 from Olivia and 2 from Olga. So I have 1 box with 6 here, okay? And I've got this 1 left over. So instead of just leaving it out on the side, I'm actually going to take away one of the boxes with 5. Okay, so that means I would only have 15 boxes with 5 fruit in them. And I'm going to take one of those boxes with 5 and I'm going to add that extra to it. So now I have another box of 6. Okay, so that puts me at 15 boxes with 5 and 2 boxes with 6. That's one way to break it up from each person. Now another way that you could have done it would be this way. Looks at all of them as a total. Okay, so instead of individually telling them, go fill up your baskets and I'll take care of what's left over, maybe Oscar says, okay, thanks everybody, leave them here, I'll take care of them all. So he puts them all in his satchel, his bag, and he goes around and he starts dropping them off in baskets of 5. Okay, so adding all of these up, 29, 31, and 27, I've got 87 here, right? Because 9 plus 1 is 10. I add the 7 is 17. So I put my 7 here. I carry my 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus another 3 is 6. 7 and 8. Okay, 87. So if I consider 87 as the total number that Oscar is going to take care of, then I might think of 87, 87 divided by 5, okay? Here you could do partial quotient, right? Hey, we know this. Okay, 5 times what could go into 87? I'm going to do 55. 55 is a friendly number to me because I know that 5 times 11 is 55. All right, and I'm going to take that away. Okay, so 7 take away 5 is 2. 8 take away 5 is 3. All right, then I'm going to look at 5 going into 32. Well, I know 5 can go into 30 6 times, right? 32 take away 30 is 2. Well, 5 can't go into 2 anymore, so I'm going to add this up, and here I've got 17. So my answer is 17 boxes with a remainder of 2. Okay, then you're back at the same predicament. See, that was a little bit faster than that other way, huh? In this way, I've got 17 boxes. Okay, they each have 5 in them, but I have these 2 leftover oranges that are sitting in the side, and I don't want them to go to waste. So I've got all these boxes of 5, right? 17 of them. 5, 5, Okay, 5, pretend I have 17 boxes. I know that they'll let me put in those 2 remaining oranges into an extra box so that they're not left out, which would mean that instead of having 17 with 5 and 2 hanging over here, now I've actually got 15 boxes with 5, okay, and 2 boxes, right, with 6. So our work from A really lines out the answer to question B. With how many baskets will have 6 oranges and how many will have 5 oranges? You can say in a nice clear sentence that there will be 15 boxes with 5 oranges. And, whoops, 2 boxes with 6 oranges. And like this, you have no remaining oranges that are left behind. All right, these last 2 questions are ones that I want to go over with you in the call tomorrow, okay? Number 2, the baskets will be put into boxes for delivery. Each box can hold at most 7 baskets. What is the least number of boxes needed for the fundraiser? Explain or show your thinking. Okay, so that's its own problem. That'll be a great one that we can do together. And then number 3, I want to hear your thoughts of how you guys used the remainders in different ways. Okay, as you saw from my 2 very different methods, there are different ways to find an answer, but partial quotient does a really good job of clumping the numbers and helping us find the answer quickly. So I will see you in class at 11.